Hello and welcome back to Daily English Upgrade. I am so happy you are here with me today. In today's episode, we will talk about something very fun and important, listening for fluency in English. Many English learners listen to music or podcasts, but not everyone knows how listening can help you speak and think in English more fluently. Listening is not just about hearing words. It is about training your brain to understand English naturally and smoothly. When you listen the right way, you can improve your vocabulary, your grammar, your pronunciation, and even your confidence when you speak. Amazing, right? So, in this episode, I will explain what listening for fluency really means, why it helps you so much, how to practice it the right way, and some fun and creative ways to make listening a part of your daily life. Whether you are just starting your English journey or already an advanced learner, this episode will give you clear, simple steps to make listening your secret weapon for English fluency. So grab your tea, coffee, or notebook and let us begin our journey into the world of listening for fluency in English. So, what does it really mean to listen for fluency? When we talk about fluency, we usually think about speaking smoothly, without stopping too much, without translating in our heads, and with natural rhythm. But fluency is not only about speaking. It is also about how we understand and process English in our minds. Listening for fluency means listening in a way that helps your brain become faster and more natural with English. It is not just about knowing every word or grammar rule. It is about understanding and enjoying the flow of the language. When you listen for fluency, you do not stop every few seconds to look up new words in the dictionary. Instead, you keep listening to get the main idea, the overall message. You learn to understand meaning from context, just like native speakers do. Think of it like learning to swim. At first, you may feel a little scared and unsure, but the more you practice, the more comfortable you become. Listening works the same way. The more you listen, the more natural your English will feel. Also, listening fluently helps you think directly in English, not in your native language. Your ears hear the sounds, your mind connects ideas quickly, and your brain starts to feel English sentences instead of translating them. So listening for fluency is not about speed. It is about flow. It is about connecting words, ideas, and feelings naturally, just like when you speak or read English. Now that we understand what listening for fluency means, let us talk about why listening is such a powerful way to improve your English fluency. First, listening helps you learn new words and phrases in a natural way. When you hear a word repeatedly in different sentences, your brain starts to remember it automatically. You do not have to memorize every single word. You just start to feel how the word is used. Second, listening helps you improve your grammar without even studying grammar books. When you listen to real English sentences, your brain sees how words come together. Over time, you start to use correct grammar naturally just because you have heard it so often in listening. Third, listening helps with pronunciation and rhythm. When you hear the words, your mouth and tongue learn how English really sounds. This makes your speaking smoother and more confident. Listening also trains your brain to think in English. Instead of translating from your native language, you begin to understand ideas directly in English. This makes your mind faster, your speech more natural, and your listening easier too. And finally, listening builds your confidence. When you understand English stories, podcasts, or even short dialogues, you realize, hey, I can do this. That feeling pushes you to speak and write more. And that is how fluency grows. So listening is not just for fun or study. It is like a secret workout for your English brain. Every podcast or song you listen to helps you get closer to natural fluency. Now, let us talk about the types of listening materials you can use to build your English fluency. The good news is you do not need to listen only to difficult materials. In fact, the best way to improve fluency is to listen to simple and interesting things that you enjoy. Let us start with the first one, podcasts. There are many podcasts made for English learners. They use simple words and speak at a slower pace. You can find podcasts at different levels, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. They are perfect for improving fluency because they help you listen smoothly without feeling confused. Next, you can try songs. Songs are fun, and they often have catchy rhythms. Listening to English songs helps you learn new words and phrases in a joyful way. Another great option is audiobooks. Audiobooks let you listen to stories while following along with the text. You can choose books that match your level. It is okay to start with simple or children's stories. What matters most is that you enjoy what you hear and understand most of it. So remember, do not force yourself to listen to something boring or too hard. Fluency grows faster when listening is easy, interesting, and fun. All right, now that we know what to listen to, let us talk about how to practice listening for fluency the right way. Because just listening a lot is not enough. How you listen makes a big difference. Let me share a simple step-by-step method that you can follow every day. Step 1. Choose the right audio. Pick something that is not too hard and not too easy. You should understand about 90% of the words. If you stop every few seconds to check the dictionary, it is too difficult. The goal is to listen smoothly, not to translate every word. Step 2. Listen and repeat. Yes, listen to the audio and then repeat what you hear. This helps you practice pronunciation and rhythm. At first you may feel shy, but that is okay. Focus on sounding natural, not perfect. When you listen and repeat regularly, your mouth and tongue start to move in the rhythm of English, just like in speaking. Step 3. Shadow listening. This is one of my favorite techniques. Find a short audio, maybe from a podcast or YouTube video, and listen while trying to speak along with the speaker. Try to match their speed, tone, and pronunciation. This helps you train your ears, your voice, and your mind all together. A very powerful way to build fluency. Step 4. Listen to the same audio more than once. The first time you listen, focus on understanding. The second or third time, focus on speed, tone, and expression. You will be surprised how much faster and smoother you become after just a few listens. Step 5. Track your progress. Time yourself once in a while. See how many minutes you can listen comfortably. But remember, do not rush. The goal is smooth listening, not fast listening. Fluency means flow, not speed. And here is one final tip. Make it a daily habit. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day can make a big difference. The more you listen, the more your brain gets used to English sounds, patterns, and ideas. So, grab a podcast or song today and start listening. You are not just practicing listening. You are training your brain to think and speak fluently in English. Now let us talk about some common mistakes English learners make when trying to listen for fluency. Do not worry, these are very normal, and once you know them, you can easily avoid them. Mistake number 1, choosing audio that is too difficult. When the podcast or song is full of new words, you stop too often and listening becomes stressful. Remember, fluency grows from smooth listening, not from difficult listening. So always choose something that feels comfortable and enjoyable. Mistake number 2, trying to understand every single word. You do not need to know every word to understand the main idea. Focus on the overall meaning, not the small details. It is okay to skip a few words. Your brain will slowly learn from context. Mistake number 3, listening quietly all the time. Listening silently is good for understanding, but if you never listen with your voice, you miss a great chance to improve pronunciation and rhythm. So make sure to listen and repeat at least a few times a week. Mistake number 4, not repeating what you have already listened to. Many learners listen to something once and move on, but repetition helps your brain build stronger connections. Listening to the same audio again makes you faster and more confident each time. So avoid these simple mistakes. Choose the right material, listen with flow, and do not worry about being perfect. Remember, fluency is built step by step. One podcast, one song, one sentence at a time. Now let us make listening a little more fun. Because when learning feels fun, it is much easier to stay motivated and practice every day. Here are some creative ways to enjoy listening for fluency. First, try listening with friends or joining an online listening club. You can choose a podcast, listen together, and then talk about it in English. It is a great way to practice pronunciation, build confidence, and make new friends who also love learning English. Next, try recording yourself while repeating. At first, it might feel strange to hear your own voice, but it is very helpful. You will notice how you sound and where you can improve your pronunciation or speed. Later, when you listen again, you will be surprised at how much better you sound. You can also act out dialogues or short scenes. Listening in a dramatic way helps your speech become more natural and expressive, just like real conversation. Another fun idea is to use English story apps, podcasts, or YouTube videos with subtitles. Follow along with the text as you listen. It is like listening and reading practice at the same time, super effective for fluency. And finally, reward yourself. After finishing an episode or a few songs, treat yourself. Maybe a small snack, a walk, or a favorite song. It keeps your brain happy and ready to learn more. So remember, listening does not have to be serious or boring. Make it playful, make it social, and most importantly, make it something you enjoy every single day. Before we wrap up, let us talk about something very important: your mindset and motivation for listening. Many learners start strong but stop after a few days because they think their English is not improving fast enough. But remember this: fluency is not built in a week. It is like growing a tree. You have to water it every day, even when you do not see big changes right away. When you listen in English, do not aim for perfection. Aim for progress. If you can understand a little more than last week, that is success. Celebrate those small wins because they show that your brain is learning and growing. Also, do not compare yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own speed. What matters is that you are improving step by step. And most importantly, enjoy the journey. Listen to stories that make you laugh, move you, or teach you something new. When listening feels joyful, you will keep doing it. And that is how true fluency happens. So be patient with yourself, stay curious, and keep listening every day. You might not notice it now, but one day you will realize, wow, I can understand English easily. That moment will be worth all your effort. All right, let us take a quick moment to review what we learned today. We talked about what listening for fluency really means. Listening smoothly, naturally, and with understanding. We learned why listening helps your English. It improves your vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and confidence. We also explored what kinds of materials you can listen to, from podcasts and songs to audiobooks and subtitles. Then we discussed how to practice listening effectively. Listening and repeating, shadow listening, and repeating the same audio for better flow. We also covered some common mistakes to avoid and fun ways to make listening more creative and enjoyable. And finally, we talked about mindset, the importance of patience, progress, and enjoying the process. So remember, the more you listen, the more natural English will feel. Listening every day, even for just a few minutes, can truly change the way you think, speak, and understand English. And that brings us to the end of today's episode on listening for fluency in English. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you found these tips helpful and that you are feeling inspired to pick up a podcast, a song, or even a short story today. Remember, listening a little every day with joy, patience, and practice will make your English stronger and more natural step by step. If you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to share it with your friends who are learning English too. And stay tuned for our next episode where we will explore even more ways to improve your English fluency. Until then, keep listening, keep practicing, and keep smiling. I am your host, and I will see you next time.